And if I told you once, I ain't gonna tell you twice. Salute all my real ones. Court cam. Oh, yeah. Like, mine is all over the court cam. Mine is all over the page. Court cam. That was a remix. Lawyer walks out on judge over racist comments. I need to see what happened because, yeah, New Jersey, does it surprise me? Not really. But yeah, we're going to get straight to it. Like button, subscribe button, notification bell, press those. Let's go.
Next, we're in Newark, New Jersey, where Judge James Convery is overseeing a divorce hearing.
A divorce hearing.
On one side is Benjamin Taylor and his attorney, Yvette Ramos Alvarez.
Okay.
And on the other is his soon-to-be ex-wife. To establish Taylor's total yearly income, a copy of his Social Security earnings statement has been requested by his wife's attorney.
Now Ms. Kolsky comes back after everything was finished except for the Social Security earnings statements, which he doesn't have.
He gets his Social Security every year indicating.
The earnings statement.
He gets his earnings statement. Okay. He gets it. He gets it every year. So she asked for it. Why didn't he provide it?
He doesn't have it.
He threw it away?
I would presume he did.
Oh, come on.
As you can see, Judge Convery is not buying the dog ate my homework story.
Right.
So he decides to do a quick courtroom poll to prove his point.
Don't you get it? I get it. You get it? You get it? Everybody gets it. Social Security sends it to your home every year.
Alvarez, however, disagrees, based on her own experience.
No, I don't get it. They sent it to my home 4 years ago. I haven't received it in the last 3.
This is the final moment before Judge Convery says something he'll regret.
Well, when did you become an illegal alien?
Like that, and it's crazy because I feel like just like literally you could tell that moment right there is just thoughts that probably run through his head all the time. It just happened to be that this was just one of the ones that slipped out. Right, and that goes to a bigger issue in society where it's like people don't need to be outwardly racist in order to be racist, right? If you have negative thoughts about people just based on whatever characteristic, it doesn't just have to be about race. It could be about gender. It could be about religion, whatever, right? But I feel like there are a lot of things that this country and the world just sweeps under the rug, and it's like a perfect example, right? Was when President Obama was elected, right? I live in New York, and obviously I'm a minority, so it gave me the false sense that, oh wait, like this country is moving forward, like we're actually reaching a state in this country where, everyone is being accepted. And I felt like, and when Trump wound up being elected, like, for lack of a better term, my bubble was burst because I was living in a bubble. New York City is a bubble. Like, you can't really be a racist and live in New York City. My point was that so when Trump was elected, I'm like, oh wait, like, hold on. All those people that I thought were racist that lived in the past, they're still alive and well now. And they came back with a vengeance. And what I realized was that, along with the fact that I didn't watch or follow politics on a day-to-day basis, but it wasn't that we rectified the issue of racism or classism or hatred and bigotry against people that are religious or the LGBTQ community. It was just that we made them a minority for a certain amount of time, and we might have silenced them, but we never actually went to the root of the issue and rectified it, right? So there's probably people like him all over the country where they have these thoughts every day. They have racist thoughts. They just know that they can't verbalize it because there's going to be a consequence to pay. A perfect example, right, on a macro scale is Hollywood, right? Hollywood in general is left, right? Like they're trying to promote gender equality, which I believe in. They're trying to do everything possible to be more inclusionary, whether that's with racial minorities, people of Asian descent, the LGBTQ community, right? But it's naive of anyone to think that all those producers, that all those directors, that all those screenwriters actually believe that, you know, minorities should have a chance or women should be more at the forefront, right? So, but you don't have to be the smartest person in the world to say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna fake it. Like, you know, I might have Republicans' beliefs, right? I'm not saying me, I'm just saying as an example. I might have Republican belief. I might be pro-life. But if I want to work in Hollywood, I got to keep my mouth shut and go along with this in order to get to where I need to be. And in a capitalist society, if you give people the choice of either A, truly expressing themselves and how they really believe, or B, making the money, people are going to choose the money until they get to the point where they have so much money that they could just say, yo, I got F you money. I can say whatever I want. And then they get to that point and they could say what they truly believe. But most people are in a position where they're going to be quiet, or they're going to keep quiet and suppress their true beliefs if they know that they're going to receive backlash, because they want to actually be able to provide for their family and not be economically impacted for having whatever crazy ideas they might have. So I'll say all of that to say about this guy, where it's like, you can tell it was one of those, like, he had a lack of awareness for a second where he just let that thought slip out, and we already know where this is going to lead, right? I haven't seen this video. He probably faced backlash, apologized, was trying to be contrite about it. Oh, I'm not a racist, this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. Because judges make a lot of money. He don't want them checks to stop coming. He's going to apologize, not because he actually truly believes that he's apologetic about it, but he doesn't want to lose his job and, you know, and his livelihood. And I feel like there's a lot of people like that.
Alvarez is taken aback by the judge's comment. Not only is she of Hispanic descent, but she's also the former president of the Hispanic Bar Association of New Jersey.
Judge, I am going to... That was a totally inappropriate comment.
I didn't mean it. Listen to me.
Yeah, you know, like, I didn't... The fact that he said, I didn't mean it, that, it doesn't matter, bro. You, like, he already know. I'm telling y'all 100%. Those thoughts run through his head probably all the time, dealing with minorities. Like, you know, because there's a superiority complex that, you know, certain people in society, in this case, an older white man, and he's a judge that he's afforded. And as soon as she called him on it, he was like, oh, damn, I said the wrong thing. And he's already thinking about all the things that he's going to have to do to rectify the situation. I didn't mean it like that. There's no other way that you meant it, bro. You know what you said.
As Judge Convery tries to backpedal, Alvarez moves forward, right out the door. Then comes the awkward silence.
And then you said it in front. Everybody there looks like they're a minority, bro. Like, you said that in front of nothing but minorities.
Alvarez returned to the courtroom 10 minutes later, and Judge Convery apologized, but the damage had been done. Alvarez later filed a misconduct complaint against Judge Convery, which, along with other public complaints, led to a public reprimand by the New Jersey Supreme Court.
A public reprimand. A public reprimand. So, I don't know if this is an elected judge, or if he's appointed. As I continue with this YouTube career, I'm learning more and more about politics and just how the justice system works. But unless he gets voted out, and you think about what happened with that crazy judge that in Michigan, Judge Kroc, that she reprimanded a elderly Middle Eastern gentleman, and he's like 72, cancer patient, been receiving chemo. And basically he had to go to court because he received a citation because his backyard wasn't mowed or something crazy like that. Like there were like tall weeds, and he's telling her like, I've been in chemo, the lawn is the least of my worries right now, right? And one of the things that she said was like, oh, this is appalling, and if I had the power to, I would throw you in jail, right? And there's just this air of superiority and just lack of awareness that people tend to have when they're in a position of power or authority. And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is that psychologists did, and I gotta find a video to it, but there's a video where psychologists did an experiment. And it involved the game of Monopoly, right? Because Monopoly is basically the most capitalist game that you can play, right? But it lends itself truly to real life. So in the game, what they did, in the research, what they did was that they would give one player 2 dice, right? And they would give the other player 1 dice. So every time, 1 die, every time the player would play, one player would get to roll with 2 dice, the other one would get to play with 1. And that's supposed to represent just having more financial resources, right? So obviously, if you're playing with 2 die, you're gonna be able to roll larger numbers, get around further, and be able to absorb, not absorb, but collect more property and make more money. And what they did though wasn't just that, was they put I think it was like a bowl of pretzels or whatever, and they watched the people's demeanor, right? So in the beginning, everybody's nice, everybody's cool, everybody's calm, and they're playing the game. And what they realized was that the person that had the 2 dice, obviously they were winning, right? Because the game was rigged in their favor. But as the game progressed, they tended to take more pretzels out of the bowl, right? So they felt more confident. They started to feel more entitled, and even their body language, their posture, how they looked, as opposed to the other person, seemed more dominant, right? When in the beginning, both people had the same demeanor. So even in just that one little game and just the psychology of how power or money can affect people psychologically, just in the game, it's actually provable. And I don't know if I'll find it. If I could find it, I'll link it in the description, because I saw that video years ago. But it was so interesting just seeing the psychology of how a simple game can affect somebody's demeanor and just how they behave, and just how it could, you could easily cast away your morality and your humbleness to the side. So stuff like this where, you have a judge and there's real life people that are facing real life consequences. And this guy, for him to say such a callous remark unnecessarily, that wasn't even unwarranted, it doesn't surprise me, right? Because like I said, like, you know, the more power people get, the bigger their heads become. Like, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it right there. Let me know what y'all thought of the video. Let me know what y'all thought about what I said. You know, because I'm fallible, I could be wrong, but that's why we have a comment section so we could discuss it. My name is Reign. Catch you on the flip side. RCP salute. Wait for it. Dab on them.